Welcome back to my channel. Good morning. I was up until 3:45 in the morning last night trying to upload a video. It didn't work. I feel like I should clean up first before I do this. So, do you guys want to go out to breakfast? Let's go. Where shall we go? A lot of you guys have asked about what life is really like as a flight attendant. It's everything. It's joy, it's sadness, it's fun, it's curiosity, it's youth, nerves. It's kind of hard to just put it all in a nutshell. For some people, some experiences are greater than the others. Some people are more homesick than others. I guess I kind of was more in the middle. That's why I was there for so long. There were definitely some times which were the highlight of my life, and there were some which were the biggest pain in the ass. It's both routine and non-routine at the same time. It's both the most regimented thing you've ever done in your life and the least regimented thing you've done in your life. I know what we're gonna do. Cheat day. Donut cravings. We've transported to my bedroom. No parks in the city. This is how it is here in Brisbane. So I went for a drive into the city to get us a donut, but now we're back in bed. What a great combination. So yeah, being a flight attendant is all of the emotions rolled into one. The reason I highlight Emirates and living in Dubai is because for a lot of people who normally have a support team like your family or your friends or people who know you, when you move to Dubai, they're not there. You kind of have to work it out for yourself. When you first join Emirates, you get put into batches. My batch was really tight. We all became friends with each other. And I know other batches who were quite lucky to become really close with each other. And then I know some batches where there wasn't a whole lot of chemistry. When you first join, these people, they become your family. You all go through the same thing at the same time, and that creates a genuine bond. Even though you are from different countries, you're of different colors and different backgrounds, you're all fresh off the plane from wherever you came from. You understand the motions. When you first join, you spend so much of your time meeting new people. It was quite easy to make friends, and I don't think that was just for me. The reason for this is because everyone comes there by themselves, you know. They have no families to go to. You just have each other. People are quite open. I really like that about Dubai, and I really like that about the beginning part of the process. But as time goes by, you start to look for the bonds that are real, and for some people that comes a lot more easily than others. For me personally, it actually took me 2 years. Leading up to that 2 years, the truth was I kind of struggled. The first 2 years, what was really captivating me and giving me reason, the real reason to stay, was the travel, because there was nothing like it. There was nothing like it. It's like every month is a new roster. So you're living your life on a roster to roster basis. It's kind of fun that you don't know where you're going to be next month, where you're going to go, what country you're going to see. So when I was new, that was really like, wow. Even now, it's still quite wow. If someone planned my life for me and said, hey, next month you're going to go to Barcelona, you're also going to go to Beijing. Half of the month you're going to stay up all night. Half of that month you're going to be waking up at 11 p.m. It's kind of crazy. So if you have that real penchant for travel, then that will bind you. It's got quite a strong pull. This is the first real job that I had after I graduated from university and worked full time and actually truly committed myself. Even though in my head, I knew that what we were experiencing was very unique. We were hopping continents and cities like we were just hopping on a bus. But in my life experience, it started to become quite normal. Sleeping in hotels was the norm, and being with my family was the novelty. Whenever I went home or whenever I saw family, they would ask me if I wanted to go out, and I would just tell them I just want to stay home and let's just watch some TV. Things start to get a little bit curly whirly. Your norm starts to look very different from other people's norm, but you don't even know that because you're just living it. There were times of great confusion. I was very confused about where I belonged. I had been in the company for 2 years already, and then when I went back to Adelaide, I felt as though people's lives had gone on and people's relationships had evolved and mine wasn't. And then when they would tell me what their view of my life was, it was the opposite. And they were telling me that nothing had changed over here. Everyone's doing the same thing as they were. And in the meantime, I was creating this amazing travel repertoire. But I didn't quite get it. In the first 2 years, I really did start to feel that sense of detachment. I felt as though the relationships and the people that I was meeting, they weren't substantial. So I was growing very substantial worldly experiences, but my personal relationships did not feel very fulfilled. But in hindsight, I think that's because I expected a lot. I expected my life to just fall into place and for me to just get on with it. So after my second year, I said to myself, I'm going to stay for 1 more year. I'm going to finish the contract and I'm going to go home. Another 6 months had passed. I only had 6 months more to go. That's when the clock started ticking and I just started to let go. I started to care less. I stopped putting pressure on myself. I stopped putting pressure on other people and expectations of people. And then for that reason, everything became so much easier. It was only after 2.5 years of flying did I start building real relationships. On the one hand, my first 2 years was all about loving the travel and not loving my personal life. Even though you'd think that those two go hand in hand, not really. This was my physical presence, but then come the quiet times where I was just by myself, my mind was discontent and feeling a little bit like the glass is half empty. It was either overflowing or half empty, and I didn't have that balance. But after 2.5 years, whatever it was that was making me feel like the glass was half empty, the glass toppled over and nothing even mattered anymore. In the end, it was really all about me. I needed to stop putting pressure on the situation. I needed to stop putting pressure on myself. I needed to stop judging people. I realized that I wasn't making those real friends because I was comparing them to my other friends. You can't replicate people. You can't replicate your relationships. Because I was trying to do that, it caused me sadness, I think. So life as a flight attendant, it's shift work. Out of my 7 years, I spent Christmas with my family once. All the other years I was on layover somewhere or I was in Dubai. My Christmases were spent with my friends who I considered my family. So in that respect, while it was really exciting to be part of, the Christmas markets in Europe, they were so beautiful, it was so cold, and you get to, be part of that energy, and you don't understand what they're saying, but all you know is that it's Christmas. That was so amazing. For little moments, it made you forget about the fact that your family was preparing for their Christmas dinner and you weren't going to be there. Or leading up to that whole time that I left Emirates, every single year that it was a major holiday, you could see the energy within the headquarters. Everyone just doing their absolute best to be home, because for us, that was our goal. It was a real treat to be able to be with your family. Oh, it makes me a bit emotional. Because when it's you that has to be away, it's amplified. You feel it. Whilst a lot of you guys are watching my videos because, you're interested in wanting to be in that position that I was in or wanting to be a flight attendant, the reality is, looking at life from the other side, your needs and wants really do change. Here in my normal life now, I would love to just be in a hotel every third day and live there and then walk the streets of a foreign city. But I remember distinctly getting tired of that when I was cabin crew myself. When you are a flight attendant, you become very savvy in traveling. I can confidently say that I know what to look for when I am looking for accommodation, the things that I need to watch out for when it comes to accommodation. But I have a real thing for like boutique establishments. I like accommodation that feels a little bit homely and a little less like a hotel. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how I am. Now, somebody asked a question of what it's like to live in Dubai. Dubai is a lot less conservative than what a lot of people think. Sometimes people even ask me if you can go there and wear sleeveless tops. Hell yeah, you can. You can even wear spaghetti straps. You can wear booty shorts, whatever you want. But it's just up to you depending on how much you want to get noticed. Obviously, there are places where it's more appropriate than others. Dubai's got some amazing beach bars, really cool nightclubs. Everyone gets dressed to the nines. So you've got two sides of Dubai. You've got the very opulent, everything is so lavish. Whenever you walk into a toilet, it's like walking into a theater. Yes, it is. I'm not even joking. And then there's the other side. It's quite the opposite. The city operates with integration of those two worlds. Those two worlds they don't connect. Another question was like, do I have any tips for what you should do with yourself when you're in your hotel room? I think when you start flying, you'll start to realize that when you're in your hotel room, there is no question about it. You were there and you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep before you even thought you were going to sleep. You're going to fall asleep in your uniform and wake up 3 hours later still with your full uniform on, because it gets tiring. I guess the real question is, how do you keep yourself entertained when you're in Dubai by yourself? If all of your friends are flying, what do you do with yourself? Get a hobby. One of my first summers in Dubai, all of my friends were away and I had 4 days off in a row. So I went to Greece. Why not? Sleep, exercise. I feel like now that I'm in the real world, I can really see how cabin crew have a lot more time than I thought we had. Actually, that was the time that I learned how to do photography. Back then, I didn't fly as much as I had flown towards the end of my time. I don't know if our rosters just got busier. I still had time on my hands. I didn't have so much rhyme to my rhythm. I just did stuff that made me happy. By the way, I was single for 5 out of those 7 years. So sometimes I'd go on dates. Why not? And that's another video which we should do. Relationships in Dubai. That's a whole nother video. And then one of the last things that I learned to do was to DJ. So I would learn things like literally off YouTube. And I'd buy my basic little kit, and then I'd feel that I was getting a little bit better, so I'd go up to the next kit, do a little bit of that, and then yeah, for as long as I liked it, I kept learning. Towards the end of my time there, that's where I met my current partner, who was also cabin crew, and that's when all the hobbies went out of the window. I just had to go and experience what it was like to have a boyfriend. If there's any advice that I could give you and you're about to go for Emirates or you're about to be a flight attendant, jet lag and fatigue, if it affects you, it affects you. It can make you cranky and grumpy and unmotivated, and it can make you sad and upset. It's a physical reaction from your body. Don't think that it is you. There are great things about the role, and you know, I never wanted this to be about me sugarcoating the truths, because definitely, like with all jobs, there's ups and downs. Just don't let the things that you sacrifice get you down and take away from the moment that you've worked really hard for. I think in the coming videos, I should tell you what actually happens when you leave flight attending, because that's a whole nother ball game. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It was a little bit chatty. If you have any questions or comments, pop them down below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. I've got some travels coming up. I think I will go to Bali because I want a change of scenery, but I only have 4 days to play with. I want to take you guys on a little trip. My contacts are doing my head in, and you guys are probably overhearing my voice. So see you guys next week. It's time for me to eat this donut. Whole, gluten-free, baked, not fried. I said I was going to share this. I changed my mind. There will be no sharing. This is called no dough donuts. I think that's how it's pronounced. Maybe it's no do donuts. I don't know. What do I know about donuts? All I know is that they're delicioso. We better stop this. Bye.